Well, great to see sandipLamichhane back in to the wickets column. It's what he's born to do, no doubt about that. And the record he has across both white ball formats, he's so prolific with the wickets that he takes. The worst floods in 85 years, historic, once in a lifetime floods that have been lost, hundreds of lives lost. And the sad news, Arsalan, is that actually a lot of the kind of more rural areas there isn't word from yet. Because this is going to be edged away for 4. No control over where that was going, but Rafaela continues to swing. Well, 3 overs remain after this one. Mathias Butt is now out there in the middle with Rafaela. And he can swing a lusty blow or two as well. What a spectacular diving effort from Kushal. He's so good in the outfield. Couldn't cut this one off though, so it'll be a boundary to round out KC's 3rd. Just a little bit of late joy, no more than that. For Oman, it's 106 for 8. Are probably going to go top of the table at the end of today's contest. You'd imagine they're going to win by significantly more than the 14-run margin that the hosts prevailed by yesterday. It's a short and sharp, intense series, isn't it? The Snow Frills T20 Cup. What do you expect tomorrow for Canada versus Oman? Could be very difficult for Oman to bounce back with the 2 T20s in 2 days.
Yeah, certainly. And they'll want a repeat of what Nepal did today, really. Nepal, they had to bounce back after yesterday. Oman's going to have to bounce back tomorrow. But you got to say, that decision to bring Gulshan Jah back in for this game. It's looked like a genius, Monty Desai, hasn't he? With that decision.
It's proved a huge difference, isn't it? Rijan Dhakal is going to be pumped down the ground. Now, Rafaela, I'll tell you something, he can swing lusty blows. He's got to 20 off just 7 balls. It might be too little too late to win the game, but this is showing why he's come into the team for the T20 format.
Yeah, have a look at this. What a strong man. He's not trying to get in line with that ball whatsoever, just freeing up his arms, Rafaela. Didn't have the best day with the ball, but he can swing a few lusty blows. We heard Matt Bonner talking about moral victories.
65 off 17. Rafaela's just going to keep going. Now, I don't think he's got this one, but it's going to fall, well, remarkably in between 2 fielders. Now, not the greatest piece of running from the 2 batters who got caught watching the ball a touch. They needed to get Rafaela back on strike. Instead, it's only a single, and that's a handy moral victory for Rijan Dhakal.
Moral victories. Are you part of the region? I'm not going to say, but your neighbours know moral victories quite well.
Well, certainly plenty of talk of that during the Ashes, wasn't there? England versus Australia. I kind of actually got a little bit about what they were talking about. I do think they've rejuvenated the Test game in many ways, and I think anything that's good for cricket, I'm always happy to get behind, although Australia didn't quite see it that way. Fires but knows his role. Get Rafaela on strike and see what he can do. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's a case of wholesale changes required for Oman, but you do wonder, if you look at Namibia, if you look at the Netherlands, you look at Scotland, you even look at Canada, the way in which they brought in Anj Patel and USA with Saiteja Mukamala. You have to promote your youth and give them a chance to get in at some point in the cycle. Because in the last cycle, I understood for Oman, every game felt like a must-win. And I know you're somewhat in that position. In this cycle, again, they've got off to a horrible start in Cricket World Cup League 2. Could be in danger of losing their ODI status if they don't get things together quite quickly. But surely in these T20s, it was an opportunity to maybe why not throw in 2 or 3 of the kids from the under-19s?
Yeah, certainly. I was just going to ask you about this. Is where are the youngsters for Oman? We see them from every other country. We see them for Canada. Mattel, you mentioned Akil Kumar, another one coming up from that setup. Oman, you see the likes of Gulshan Jah, the bowler that we have right now that's bowling into Rafaela.
Well, I think the reality is that Oman have historically relied an awful lot upon players who are immigrants into the country who either have come for work or for cricket. as Rafiola, well, gets the long handle out. He's taking a liking, isn't he, to Rijan Dhakal. That one nearly goes all the way to Dufferin Street. The second 6 of the over. Some fight being shown by Oman, thanks to that man, number 20 on his back, Rafiola.
Shout from behind the box here, Lenny, with Sia. And that ball was definitely out of here. There's no doubt about that one. He's a big, strong man, Rafiola. And you can see that sign, Seneca College King Campus. That ball is well on its way there, just about to make that left turn on that street. We might lose Lenny here for a few seconds, folks. He's got to rejoice. Ireland have just beaten South Africa by 10 runs. Lenny, what is going on, my friend? How are you feeling?
Hallelujah. My heart, I tell you, particularly through that World Cup, he's advocating all 9 of those associate sides. Rafiola goes bang, bang, 6-6. That one might be even bigger. And it's the biggest over the chase. 20 have come from it. And Rafiola gets a big punch of the gloves. Oman just hanging about. It's 51 needed off 12. It's very unlikely, but something to work with. 126 for 8. Well, 2 overs remain. You can never say never in T20 international cricket. And Nepal just having a little bit of the gloss taken off their performance, thanks to a massive over. 20 have come from it, and mainly thanks to the bat of Rafiola. 3 sixes, 3 really good strikes, Arsenal.
Yeah, certainly, and a little bit of inexperience for Dhakal there. Just doesn't have the pace to challenge it with that length. A lot of those off-cutters, but they're just coming onto the bat. Rafiola, he's just waiting for him, waiting on that back foot. But Karan Casey, he's a seasoned campaigner. He's going to just look to put this game away in this penultimate over. He's put it completely out of reach.
Yeah, just need to be clever. Cardiac kids, that's what Nepal are known as. Don't think the heart pressure should be getting too high, or should it? Because it's going to be 6 more. Well, surely not. Surely not. They're coming back from the depths of hell here. Oh, man. And they're just making it interesting. It's another maximum. This time it's Safaya's butt.
Lenny, how's your heart feeling? The amount of Nepal games you do, the cardiac kids, just put it out of reach. Not today, says Safaya's butt, as he pumps this one down the ground. Another 6 runs. 4 sixes off the last 7 deliveries, Lenny.
Death bowling has been a concern. Big shout out to Jeremy up there. Thank you, sir. Working hard up there. He's a happy South African rugby fan. Hard luck in the cricket, mate. You can cry your tears out there. Yeah, this one's hacked into the leg side. Going to be 4 more. I'm not sure about this field. You've got to have deep mid-wicket out. And instead it's back-to-back boundaries. Nepal, you just need to get it back together. It's 41 to win off 10 now.
It's just length, isn't it? Just not the right length to be bowling at this stage, Karan Casey. He's got to get it right. He's got to get it right. And you see the change right there. Going to come around the wicket.
Just some old habits, some difficulties at the death are coming back here to haunt Nepal. It might not be fatal yet, but Oman are somehow still in this contest. Still very unlikely. 41 to win off 10. He does get the block hole this time. It'll be 40 off 9, and you'd think that Rafiola is probably going to need 3 boundaries from these 3 deliveries. Can Karan KC, can he hold his nerve, the Valentine's Day boy?
Improbable, but not impossible, is it, Lenny? And Rafiola, he's 33 off 11 deliveries.
I just cannot get my head around why dipendra Singh has only bowled 2 overs. 2 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 2. And he's brilliant at the death.
It's just a case of overthinking it with the right-handers. We talked about this a little bit earlier, Lenny. He's not a typical off-spinner. So it's not a matchup that you would favor him just bowling to left-handers. He's very, very accurate. Has the ability to just get the ball going around with the arm. Natural variation for him as well. Very tough bowler to get away.
Edged and taken. It's a really good catch. Third is up in the circle. And he's gone diving to his left, just trying to get a sight of who it is. There's a big smile on the face of all people, sandipLamichhane. Might not be the very strongest fielder in this Nepal 11, but a little bit like Kalim Sana yesterday, diving to his left. Lamichhane takes the catch. That should ice this game.
Rapiola, he looked threatening. He was out there for quite a while, looked to take this game, but just Q ended it. And it's a brilliant catch. There was enough pace on that delivery. Flew off the bat, but Sandeep just plucks us out of thin air. Rapiola, look at the disappointment. He throws his head back. Just doesn't believe it, does he, Lenny?
Well, a spectacular catch to end the innings of Rapiola. Credit to him. He's played really, really well, hasn't he? But he's got to go for 33. And now Nepal are on the brink. It's 137 for 9.
Last man in, Kalimullah. He's got 8 deliveries, Lenny. 8 deliveries to pull off the improbable. Still 41 runs to go.
Well, it wouldn't be Nepal if there wasn't a twist or a turn or a wobble, or maybe just a raising of the pulse rate, a raising of the hearts across the nation. But they're one good ball away now. And it might be fitting if Karen KC would be the one that would do it. Yeah, look, I have to agree with you, Arslan, that the modern myth of matchups. For me, your best bowler is still your best bowler, whether or not the matchup is in theory against him. And dipendra Singh, in this format, he should be bowling 4 overs every single game.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see Gulshan Jha with the ball, and I think that's the overs of dipendra Singh that went to Gulshan Jha, the 2 overs that he's bowled. Sometimes we tend to overthink it sometimes. Just let's keep it simple. He's one of our better bowlers.
Maybe Rohit Poudal's punishing him. He says, you cannot drop a catch to dipendra Singh. I'm going to send you out. You're going to be done for eternity. That'll be a wide too short. I'm outcasting you. You drop a catch on me, Dippy, you're gone.
They're having fun out there, aren't they, in Nepal? And it's those things that when you win a game, you can laugh at them in the end. For somebody like Fayaz Butt and Khalid Kale, they'll look at it, they'll rue their chances early in this game. They can't laugh at them.
Well, you've enough bad days in cricket to celebrate the good ones, and they've played with wonderful joy and freedom today. They've been too good for Oman. Whatever Kalimullah does, or Ahmed Fayaz Butt's not going to matter from here. May well be dipendra Singh to bowl the 20th and final over, and we might just hear a rendition of Nepali Ho before long. 19 bowled. It's 139 for 9.
Eva is giving back to the community and making sure that the community is taken care of. We do a lot of that at our temples and in the Punjabi community, and that's how I see the store. It's a no-frills thing to do.
So just the final over to put into the books for Nepal to end 163 days. Beat West Indies A couple of times in a cracking series in May on home soil, thanks to Rohit Poudal. But in terms of official T20Is or ODIs, it's been a long, long time coming. And I think every single one of these Nepali travelling squad, they're going to breathe a heavy sigh of relief this evening. They'll have a day off tomorrow. I would expect Monty decide to say we're going to take a day of rest, we will not train. And they brought this No Frills T20 Cup right back into the balance. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest plays out. As Gulshan Jha will bowl the final over. And there's going to be a chance, and that's going to be that. Oh, what a way to win it. Anil Saha rounds things off in the most imperious of fashions. A diving catch making fantastic ground to his left to give Gulshan Jha another wicket to crown what is surely going to be a player of the match performance. 40 with the bat, 2 wickets with the ball. And Nepal, they've waited 163 days to taste victory on the international scene. They've done it by 37 runs.
What a brilliant catch there by Anil Saha. But who else is it going to be, Lenny, to cap this innings off? But Gulshan Jha just digging this one to the surface. Kalimullah just getting the toe end of the bat. And have a look at this. Full stretch, keeping full control, and Nepal, you can celebrate, you have your win.
Well, Nepali Ho, it is that time. They have finally got back into winning form. You won't believe it. There was a few memes going around on social media. This new jersey of theirs, since they've added the gold touch to it, they actually haven't had a win. And I think a few people will be breathing a heavy sigh of relief. Because ultimately, it's not to do with the jersey that you're wearing, it's to do with the way in which you're performing. And Nepal haven't quite been at their best in recent times. I thought they were wonderful at the World Cup, despite those narrow defeats to Netherlands, South Africa and Bangladesh. And now back against some of the best associates, having gone down to several defeats in the ODIs. And, well,